So, if it's parallel, then the slope of ST will do what with the slope of AB? If they're parallel, what will the slopes be? They'd be the same. If they're perpendicular, then the slope of ST will equal -1 over the slope of AB, right? Because we'll flip that slope and change the sign. And if it's neither of those things, then they're just two lines, right? So, what can I find first? What should I find first? Can I find the slope of ST? Can I find the slope of AB? Can I then compare those two answers? So I'll ask again, what should I find first? You should find the slope of ST and the slope of AB. Because when in doubt in this unit, what should you find first? If you're not sure, you should always find slope. So what is the slope of ST? What's it equal? Again, if you write it down, you can't do it wrong. Five minus -1 over -1 minus -4. What is 5 minus -1? 6. What is -1 minus -4? 3. So what is the slope of ST? 2. Great. Now what should we find? Slope of what? AB. Again, if you write it down, it's impossible to do it wrong. -1 minus 1 over 5 minus 1. What's -1 minus 1? -2. What's 5 minus 1? 4. Would Mrs. Bag Crumble let you leave that fraction? So what is it? -1/2. Is there a relationship here? What is 2 really? 2 over 1. So, did those fractions reciprocate each other? Was one positive and one negative? So what are they? Parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Perpendicular. So ST, this is the symbol for perpendicular, is perpendicular to AB. Will I ever ask you to write that symbol out? No. I'm just giving you that so you don't have to write the word perpendicular because it's long. Everybody good? All right. Let's look at number 2. What would prove that this is a right triangle? What does a right triangle have to be a right triangle? It has to have a right angle, yes? Now, if it's a right angle, that means it's perpendicular, yeah? Which means the slope of 2 of those sides where they meet will be negative reciprocals of each other, right? How many corners does a triangle have? 3, which means I need to check all 3 corners, don't I? Which means I need to check 6 slopes, don't I? Barf. Or do I? Of course not, because I know that I could sketch this graph. Where is point A? -1, 2, 3, and up 1. Everyone agree? There's point A. Point B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down 1, 2. Everybody agree there's B? And finally C. 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. There is C. And then I sketch the graph. Where is the only possibility for 90 degrees? What point? C. So, I got to check which 2 slopes. AC and BC, right? Those are the ones I got to check, yeah? So, what is the slope of AC? What should I write here? I have two options. What's the first number I should write? You could write 3, but I would write it all out. So I would write 4 minus 1. Damon did that in his head and said 3, right? That's okay. Over. If he did 4 minus 1, what's the bottom one? 3 minus 3, which Damon, of course, would have written as 6, which, of course, he never would have left that for Mrs. Bad Crumble. What would it be? 1/2. Yeah? Okay. Now, then I got to check the M of BC. What would that be? Four minus 2 over 3 minus 6. What's 4 minus 2? 6. What's 3 minus 6? -3. Would we ever leave that for Mrs. Bad Crumble? No. What would we write it as? -2 over 1 or -2, right? Are these reciprocals of each other? Is one negative? So is this 90 degrees? So is this a right triangle? Yes. Now, Mr. Myers, I can never remember how to do the algebra. I just can't. Can you sketch a graph? Yeah. Once you have a sketch graph, can you find slopes by counting? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, B up to C. B is at -2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 4. And then 6 to 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. Okay, so that's 6 over -3, which is -2. This side. Up 1, 2, over 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So it's 2 over 4. 2 over 4, 1/2. Negative reciprocals. Okay? Is there any reason in this unit? Oh, I'm really bad at algebra. Does that mean trouble in this unit? No, because what can you do instead if you're really bad at algebra? You can make a graph. Mr. Myers, I'm really bad at graphing. What do? Algebra. Mr. Myers, I'm really bad at graphing and algebra. What do? Take foundations. Okay? Actually, don't, because there's just as much graphing in algebra and foundations as there is in pre-cal. Everybody good? All right, prove it. What's different about number 3? Oh, wait, it's time. Take your break. We'll come back to page 135 when you get back. What do you have to do with number 1? Isolate y. 3y equals -2x plus 4. Y equals -2/3 x plus 4/3. Why is that yucky to graph? Fraction. The y-intercept's a fraction. What did I tell you to do when it's a fraction? Change the scale. 1, 2, 3. There is 1, which is 3/3. There is 4/3. Now my slope is -2/3. So I go down 1, 2, and I go out 1, 2, 3. And there's my slope. You get 2 marks for the work. You get 1 mark for the graph. Now, some of you will have done this. You'll have gone to 1 and a little bit. And then you'll go down 1, 2, and out 1, 2, 3. And you'll have your dots there where the pink is. Is that still okay? Is that still 1 1/3 for your intercept and still a 2/3 slope? Yes. Either the blue or the pink. I like the blue better because there's then all the dots that you need are on the important spots, which we call lattice points, but that's not really important. Graph using x and y intercepts. If I'm doing the x, what drops out? Y drops out. So I get 5x plus 15 equals 0. 5x equals negative 15. X equals negative 3. And I put a pink dot. If I'm doing the y, what drops out? The x. And I get negative 10y equals negative 15, and y equals positive 1.5. Now, why is that a problem? It's a fraction. Should I have put this dot on here yet? I shouldn't have, because I didn't know if I was going to need to change the scale. Turns out I do need to change the scale, so I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to make my scale, my y's, 1, there is 1. So 1.5 is right there. My x needed to be negative 3, so if I keep the same scale, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3 is way out here. But if you didn't change the scale, then it looks like this. 1.5 and negative 3. Same thing, 2 and 1. Find this slope. 4 minus 3 over 2 plus 10, 1/12. 1 mark, because all you had to do is fill it in. Find the slope that is parallel. Okay, so how do I get this to something that will give me a slope? If I isolate y, do I get the slope? So if I isolate y here, will I get the slope? Negative 3y equals negative 5x. Y equals 5/3 x. I don't care about the 12 because I only care about the slope. If this line slope is 5/3, what is a parallel slope? 5/3. So the answer here was 5/3. 2 marks because you had to remember how to do it. Or you did it with graphing, which makes it even harder. Perpendicular, 2y equals negative 7x, y equals negative 7/2 x. That is the slope. Do I want that slope? No, I want a perpendicular slope. So what do? I reciprocate it and I change the sign. 2/7, also for 2 marks. Damn it. 3, 6. That page out of 10. We'll do 6 and 7 when you get back. 1, you could graph it. There is negative 5, negative 2, right? The slope is negative 2/3, which means I either would go down 1, 2, and write 1, 2, 3 to that point, which would make it negative 2, negative 5. Or I would go up 1, 2, and write 1, 2, 3, which would make this point negative 5, negative 8, 0. Those are the 2 closest points. I expect most of you have one of those 2, because I would like to think you would have looked at this and realized graphing it was the better way to go. But if you didn't, you could have done this with algebra. You know that y equals mx plus b. You have a y value right there, negative 2, equals. M is slope. You have a slope, negative 2/3. X is negative 5 plus b. So then, negative 2 equals 10 over 3 plus b. B equals, bring that over, negative 2 minus 10 over 3. Negative 2 is, of course, negative 6 over 3. Negative 6 minus 10 is negative 16 over 3, gets you b. So this is y equals negative 2/3 x minus 16/3, which is kind of barfy, but you could do a table of values here and find another point. But I am expecting most of you hopefully graphed and have one of these 2 points. Any questions about it? Did anybody have other points than these? Did anybody try and do it with algebra instead of graphing? Okay. Is this a right triangle? I don't know. Let's check. 4, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. There's A. B. 1, 2, up 1. There's B. C. Negative 2, 1, 2, down 1, 2. There's C. What is the only place I need to check? Right there. So CB is negative 2 minus 1 over negative 2 minus 2, which is negative 3 over negative 4, which is positive 3/4. Right? That's CB. So now I got to check AB, which is negative 2 minus minus 2 over negative 2 minus 4, which is 4, negative 2, negative 2 plus 2, negative 2 minus, that's CA I'm doing. What an idiot. AB is 1 minus minus 2 over 2 minus 4, which is 1 plus 2, 3 over 4 minus 2, 2. 2 minus 4, negative 2. Are those reciprocals? No. So is it right triangle? No. But it looks like a right triangle, but it's not. And then we're done. So that page, you got 2 for that. And you got 2 for that. Making the whole assignment out of 10 and 4, 14. When will you report that score to me? On your quiz that you're about to write. Okay? You're going to write. I'll come around and get it from you when we are doing the work in block 3. Okay? Which is right now. We're going to write a quiz first. Then I'm going to do point slope form. Then you're going to get work time. Then I'm going to come around and get those 2 scores from you. Okay? Okay. Everybody ready? Clear desks. Here comes your quiz. Please remember, everyone, to put your name on it. 12 multiple choice questions. What is going on back there? Is it moving day? Dragon. Take one, pass him back. Jaginder. Take one, pass him back. 12 multiple choice questions. How long do you need? 20 minutes? It should be 10. We'll try 15 and see what happens. If you guess, it should take you about 12 seconds. Because you're just circling 12 letters.